What's up everyone, welcome back to Earn It, Save It, Invest It. In this video, I'm going to be breaking down, is it time to be buying Celsius stock? Now, it's one of the stocks that I believe is safe to AI, right? It's a drink, it's something physical that people have to consume. So is it time to buy Celsius stock? They released their earnings, the stock went down, but I believe the earnings were really well. So I'm going to go over the numbers, going to go over the stock chart to see, is it worth or is it time to buy Celsius stock? So if you can, please give me a like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. So let's get into it. Celsius, it's March 23rd, by the way. So that's the price of it right now. It's $39.65 and it went down 4.5%. And this is a stock where it is as of today. It's kind of been all over the place, as you can see. It was kind of consistently a little bit going up here, and then it's just been all over the place. Now, this is really what it's done. It's gone up 186% since May 2022. It's also gone 0% since December of 2022. It's been down 58% since May 2024, but it's also up 86% since February 2025. Down 39% since October 25th and down 32% since February 26th. So it's all over the place. So is it time to buy? Right now we're at kind of like that negative point, I feel. So the top 3 rewards that I think you should be looking for, top 3 rewards of buying Celsius stock it's the Energy Captain multi-brand strategy. Celsius now manages a powerhouse of Celsius, Alani Nu, and Rockstar, and it's Pepsi's Energy Captain, right? So it's one of the biggest beverages out there. Pepsi, they're one of the biggest distributors, and now they're like their energy drink captain. So that's pretty big, and they reached a record $20.8 share of the energy market late 2025. They're going to get massive shelf space expansion. This is big. Management has secured a plan for a 17% increase in North American shelf space for 2026 through PepsiCo's network. For Alani Nu brand specifically, the shelf space is expected to jump 100%. That's big because Alani Nu is their biggest brand in terms of growth. So their biggest growth lever is going to get the most shelf space growth. That's amazing. And particularly in high traffic convenience stores. And then the international runway, the international sales currently account for less than 5% of revenue, offering a significant growth lever. With new leadership and a fresh expansion into Spain 2026, analysts see a path of revenue continuing to grow around 30%. So, and essentially international, there's a lot of room to grow, and I'm going to go over that a little bit later about why I do believe that's going to be a big growth for them. Top 3 risks, though: integration and margin pressure. Of course, with all the Alani Nu, Rockstar, all this integration, it's had some costs, and the whole margins, but it's basically, that's kind of over. Heavy reliance on Pepsi. In 2024, the Great Correction, where they had a 70% stock correction all the way down. Remember that 58% or whatever it was from that high point. That was from the high point to today. It went a lot lower than where it is today. It was because Pepsi slowed orders in order to burn excess inventory. So they were kind of a little bit reliant on Pepsi, even though I do believe their partnership with Pepsi is going to be very positive rather than negative in terms of long term. Valuation and high expectation. Despite recent pullbacks, Celsius often trades at a premium, and that is because it grows at a premium. It kind of leaves little room for execution errors. Of course, that's how it is. But this is their 2025 key messages. Kind of go over this really briefly. They made about $2.5 billion right here, 86% year over year. They achieved number 2 growth in portfolio of the energy drink department. Their combined portfolio held 20% dollar share in energy drink, and the portfolio retail sales 22%. Grew year over year, driven primarily by Alani Nu's 101% growth. So again, Alani Nu's 101% growth is going to now get 100% more shelf space, right? So that's amazing. And then Alani Nu's transition into the network substantially complete, resulting in record ACV distribution for the brand, which ACV is basically how much of inventory comes into a store and then leaves the store, right? So this is what it is. They're leading energy powerhouse. You have 20% energy drink market share. making 5.2 billion in 2025. Number 2 in growth portfolio. Number 3 in energy portfolio, and 99.5% ACV. Again, that's how much of the total product is going into a store and then out. So if you have 100 cans of Celsius going into a store, 99.5 are leaving. This is their financials, right? So you have 86% growth in the revenue. So they went to 2.5 billion. In North America, it was 89% growth, and in international, it was 24% growth. And if you look at these international numbers, they are so low, they can totally grow these things. It's going to be a great growth lever, as we just said. The net income went down, as well as the net income attributed to the common shareholders, again, because of all these costs that were due to transitioning into just distribution. So their diluted EPS actually went down 44%. But their adjusted diluted EPS was up 91% because it was 87 cents of their EPS that was due to distributor termination, right? That is huge. So they're going to be, when all of this is said and done, basically this year, their EPS growth is going to go up so much, right? The last year, and then like this year, all their comps, it's just going to be amazing, right? It's going to look like they're growing so much more. When they're not growing so much more, their earnings per share will. Their earnings per share will, for sure, because now they're not spending all this money. But it's going to be amazing. This is their consolidated revenue. As you can see, when they got Alani Nu, it just, that helped so much. And again, their biggest growth lever is now going to have the biggest growth, shelf space growth. So that's amazing. And even at that, Alani Nu is still only 6.4% market share. Celsius is 11%, and Rockstar is at 2.4%. So they're still well behind Red Bull and Monster. Well behind them. If they can eat more of this market share and get more and get more and get more, I believe Celsius and Alani will be huge for years to come and could potentially take out Red Bull and Monster. I mean, Monster could be like a Rockstar. I don't really like Rockstar that much in terms of their portfolio, but it is what it is. But I think Monster could end up kind of going down and down, you know? Like, I think Celsius and Alani Nu are going to be the big dogs with Red Bull. That's just my opinion. This is just really quick. Celsius brand revenue declined 8% in the fourth quarter, but they anticipated it because of the temporary integration with their largest company, the company's largest distributor. Woo! Since the transition of Alani Nu going into Pepsi, the ACV increased from 87% to 94% as of the week February 1st, 2026. So basically, they used to have Alani Nu for every 100 cans that were going in, 87 would leave due to sales, and now it's 94. So that's increased a lot, and that's great because, again, that's their biggest growth. Gross margin was impacted by several one-time integration and distribution transition costs, of course, again, so we expect to complete the integration first quarter 2026. As we complete the integrations, gross margins will go back into the low 50s. So that's good, right? Numbers will start going back to normal. Now this is their, right, all the revenue income statement, but it just looks bad when you look at, you know, you just have to keep in mind these distributor termination fees. It took $327 million off the table, right? So when you look at the cost of revenue, just the cost of revenue, it went up a lot, right? It went up 85%. That's kind of a lot for me. I don't like that exactly, but even at that, they were still doing fine. But then these distributor fees were all, I don't know why I'm having a hard time. Distributor and distribution. I'm having a hard time with these words. But as you can see, if that was taken out, this number would, instead of being down 9%, they would have been up almost double, you know, a lot, maybe 70%, or up 125%. So then you have the net income loss. Again, they were down 25%, down 41%, and the EPS is down 44%, but that's all, again, because of the distributor termination fees, because it took 13% of the revenue. Right? If you look at other parts of the business, their sales and marketing actually went down 4%. The general and admission went down General and administrative went down 3%. And then the total, it was up 6%. But if you take away all of these penalties and the distributor termination, all this stuff, it's down 4%. So on top of them growing their revenue, they're now shrinking some of their expenses in terms of how much it's growing. And that's amazing, right? Just a quick visual chart of how the revenue is continuing to grow. Now you can imagine this is going to grow so significant with Alani Nu having more shelf space. Net income goes down, but that's going to all change. Same with the EPS. This is all going to change. This is a quick little 2026 outlook. Management expects gross margins to return to the low 50% range. Alani Nu integration is expected to be completed. This is all stuff we kind of went over, right? And the growth strategy, company is focusing on international expansion. That's one thing I want to talk about. This man, Garrett Quigley, he's now the president of Celsius International. He brings over 25 years of leadership with PepsiCo, where he managed relationships with bottlers across 120 markets. Right before his prior roles include, being with Europe beverages category and franchise business. I mean, he does all this with Pepsi. Before that, he spent a decade with Mars in commercial marketing, supply chain, and national account leadership roles. So he knows what he's doing. He's going to be bringing a nice presence to the international market, and it's going to be growing that faster than what it is. So, is it time to buy Celsius stock? I think so. I think you can start drinking the Celsius stock. I personally don't drink it just because I mainly just drink water. But Celsius, I do believe the stock is good. And I think that it's on a deal right now. It's actually on sale. I believe now is a great time to get it, because this is what I try to tell people all the time. When stocks drop in price, it's like a grocery store going on sale. You buy more of your favorite items, right? So if you love Celsius, you'd be like, yes, I'm going to get it, right? Why is it any different for stocks, right? So that's what I think people should be looking. And then this is really quickly just to kind of go over the stock market really quick. It did not save this. My computer crashed as I was recording the first video. It's down 58%. 58% in 600 and I think it was 71 days. Something like that, right? 670 days, basically. So, this thing dropped really hard when Pepsi and all that whole thing happened. Okay. And then it's like, okay, yeah, that now should mostly be over. And then they bought Alani Nu, which helps a lot. But then those distributor fees and everything, the distributor termination fees, and then the just transition and all that stuff, put some pressure on the stock, and it went back down to 40, and then it bounced back up into the 50s, and now it's back down to the 40s. I believe that this is a prime time to buy Celsius stock. If you do not own Celsius stock, I definitely think you should be buying Celsius stock. You should be looking to buy it. That's just my opinion. It's not financial advice. That's just what I'm doing. I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. I'm buying Celsius stock. I'm buying it. So, I'm not just somebody who's going to tell you, oh, you should be buying these things. I do have my stocks to watch, and a lot of these times I am buying these stocks, whether it's on my public portfolio or on my other portfolio. But I do put my money where my mouth is. So I'm going to be buying some Celsius stock. I think other people out there looking for a nice growth story should also be looking into Celsius stock. So thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. This is my second or third video because my computer has been crashing and it's not been good, but I look good, don't I? Ooh, new haircut. All right, anyway, thank you for watching, everybody. I really appreciate it. And don't forget to earn it, save it, invest it, buy low, sell high. I want assets, not liabilities, and you can count on compounded interest.